Hello, winners. This is Brenda Underwood, Coach BU, coming to you live today to give you some marketing tips, tools, and jewels to help you craft your winning entrepreneurial career. And so we're talking this whole month is all about Marketing March. We are going to march forward in marketing, and we're going to take our businesses and our business ideas and we're going to bring them to life in such a way that other people are going to want to get the value from what we offer from our products or our services. And I'm so happy to be here with you today. I am the owner and founder of Breakthrough for Life, and Breakthrough for Life is a life coaching firm that is designed to help people craft a winning life and a winning career. And so we are here today to look at what does red flames and purple cows have to do with marketing. I'm so glad you asked, because I am going to share with you the importance of you actually taking the time to look at how you approach the market space and how you can stand out and be a red flame and a purple cow. So with that being said, I'm talking about disruptive marketing all this week. Now, we're talking about marketing all month long, but this week is all about disruptive marketing. And so, what is the purpose of disruptive marketing? Disruptive marketing is designed for you to disrupt people's scroll, right? How do we get 7 to 15,000 suggestions to buy per week? And some say it's even up to the 20,000 now since COVID. And so in all of that gray matter, all of that, buy my lipstick, buy my this, get my service, become a life coach, get my counseling services, let me be your a lawyer. Did you have a personal injury on the job? Let me help you out. All that gray matter that's out there. How do you be the red flame that stands out, that people say, oh, let me interrupt my scroll to check this one out? How do you do that? What is the purpose of disruptive marketing? So let me be crystal clear. The purpose of disruptive marketing is for you to disrupt the scroll and engage new prospects in your product, service, and brand. Okay, I said and brand. We're going to talk about brand next week. That's the purple cow part of this. But right now, we're just talking about how do I get people's attention? How do I get people to want to pick up the phone and call me? If you look at my website, breakthroughforlife.com, or just Google Breakthrough for Life, we show up everywhere. You will see almost 100 testimonies of people on that page. Well, that 100 testimonies, all of those people picked up the phone and called me. Why? Red flame marketing, catching their attention, and purple cow branding. Okay. And so we're going to get into all that. And I'm giving all of this to you. Why? I'm giving it all to you because I want to see women win and a few good men. That's what I'm here to do. My voice is designed to empower, not enable, empower people to craft the life that they want. And that includes your career. So with that being said, how do you stand out? You must be different. Okay. Well, Brenda, I kind of see these trends and I see those trends, and I'm all for looking at trends and I'm all for hot topics, but you need to be a unique voice in the marketplace. Your voice is attached to a frequency that is designed to hit your ideal client's radio station, and their radio station, and I'm going to borrow this from Mr. Dale Carnegie, is WIIFM. WIIFM is all about what's in it for me. So people really don't give a rip about your product or your service until they know that your brand, your business cares about who they are personally. Disruptive marketing is personal relationship building type marketing. It's designed to be the red flame and all those suggestions to buy that you get. How do you stand out in a saturated market? Okay, what are some saturated markets? Real estate, insurance, sales, coaching. Have you ever looked for a psychologist before? I mean, there's a lot of saturated markets out there. How do you stand out? The way you stand out, as I discussed yesterday in the live yesterday, was you need to be authentically who God created you to be. We are always trying to conform into what everybody else says or does. That's not what we were designed to do. We were designed to stand out. We were designed to be a light on the top of a hill. We were designed to be red flames, not gray matter. So let's get the red flame going, okay? Embrace you. Now, I'm going to stop right here. Beloved, if you want to run your own business, understand you are now a salesperson. Okay. So if you have negative viewpoints around sales, marketing, and things of that nature, I want to challenge you to think of it like this. You have something of value that God has gifted you to create, and He has a group of people who are designed to receive it. How do they find out about it? If you don't stand out, if you don't be authentically who you were created to be. Be you, coach, be you, because coach, be you is your advocate to help you be authentically who you were created to be, not how somebody else was created to be. So the number one way that you create disruptive marketing is you stand out, you be uniquely different. One of my dearest clients is Sean Brown. She's the owner of Cheesecake. She's been on Good Day Atlanta, CBS. She's been on the Food Channel. She's done phenomenal things, right? And what I love about Sean is her creativeness. She can create something out of nothing. She can make some waffles and some cheesecake come together in ways that I never thought that those anomalies could come together. And that is her unique superpower. If you Google cheesecake, you're going to see a whole different type of experience in the dessert space. There's Cheesecake Factory, and then there's Cheesecake. Have you been cheesecaked lately? You want to check her out. Google her. She's real big on Instagram. You can see all of her stuff there. But that's an example of someone using their unique power, strength, and gift in the marketplace to create a place of happiness where birthday parties can go down that are literally transforming your little 5-year-old's world into whatever their biggest cartoon character is. That is a unique superpower that Sean Brown, the owner of Cheesecake, has. And she uses that to build a business. Your superpower is your unique fingerprint in the market space. So when we think about marketing in a disruptive way, we know that the purpose of marketing, disruptive marketing, is to challenge the status quo, and it is to create a buzz. That means you need to have content that is creating a buzz and challenging the norm. You want to challenge what has always been and create what could possibly be, right? And so when we look at marketing, marketing has changed over the years. I have been in marketing since I was 19, so that is 33 years. I am 52 years old. I will be 53 in December. And I have been working in marketing, sales to some capacity since I was 19, and it has changed drastically over the years. And the biggest change that has taken place, according to Forbes, Salesforce.com, a variety of different marketing agencies that are reliable, that have been in the game for a long time, what they are all saying is that personalization is the key. That is the biggest change in marketing from 30 years ago to now, even 20 years ago to now. The biggest change is people don't trust logos, they trust eyeballs. They want to see your eyes. 60% of communication is nonverbal. So don't hide behind your logo. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to embrace being a salesperson. And embrace being a salesperson means you learn the art of persuasion. And in learning the art of persuasion, you have to understand there's some people who aren't going to be persuaded, and there's some people who are just going to flat out reject you. And you got to have a confidence on what God placed on the inside of you in order for you to go forward in your purpose in life. And so I want to share some information with you about that personalization today, because that is how you become the red flame. Nobody has your fingerprint. Nobody has your look. Even if you're identical twins, your fingerprint is different. And guess what else is different? Yeah, you're going to see my gray hair. Look, this is a wig. And so your ear, the way your ear is put together, no one else has an ear print like you. Did you know how unique you were? And we spend so much time trying not to be unique. Embrace your uniqueness. Embrace that is your superpower. Be authentically who you were created to be, because 70% of consumers say companies that understand, excuse me, 70% of consumers say companies' understanding of their personal needs influences their loyalty, according to Salesforce.com. So 70% of consumers are going to be loyal to brands that understand their personal need. That's why it is so important for you to understand your ideal client, be in their head, understand how they think, what's their relationship with money, what are their greatest fears, what is their greatest aspirations, what keeps them up at night, what jumps them up out of bed in the morning, what is their biggest goal in life, what is their biggest career goal. You want to get into the nit and gritty of your ideal client. Now, we're not going to do that here because I get tired of talking about ideal client, in all honesty. Once I figured out who mine was, I was straight. And I do help my clients figure out who theirs is. But since the market is very saturated with that type of information, I want to bring you something different. I want to talk to you about how you create the trust and the loyalty with disruptive marketing. And so with that being said, you have to understand that disruptive marketing creates a buzz and challenges the status quo. What is your biggest competitor? You'll say the guy down the street or the cheaper brand out there. That's your biggest competitor. And I will tell you, as 33 years of being in the sales and marketing game, that is not your biggest competitor. I have sold paper clips all the way up to copiers to shrink wrap machines. And your biggest competitor is not another business name. Your biggest competitor is your ideal client's comfort zone. Your biggest competitor is their status quo. Your biggest competitor is all the noise, all the gray matter that's going on in their world. And they're looking for a red flame that says, I'm different. My brand is trustworthy. The other biggest competitor you have is a lack of consumer trust. Consumers don't trust brands anymore because brands have lied. Brands have said, if you give me $10,000, I'm gonna help you be a seven-figure earner in 90 days. If that was true, everybody be a seven-figure earner. Come on now. 90 days? Shoot, some of us get 90 days. We can't stay in the gym 90 days. Come on, let's get honest with ourselves. The lack of consumer trust out there is your competitor. So you have to build trust with your ideal client. You must do it. Every company on every level must learn how to build trust with their ideal client, because when you have trust, let me tell you, I said this in the video yesterday. I think I said it in the video yesterday. I got a client that I've had since 1998, and I've got quite a few clients that I've had 10, 15, 20 years. I've been in sales game the whole time I lived in Georgia. And one of my clients told me one day, he said, you know what? If you're selling air, call me. I'll buy it from you. Why? Because of the trust that was built. So I want to talk to you about how do you do some red flame marketing, disruptive marketing that builds trust. One, be authentic, be honest, be transparent, right? But understand how trust is built. How do you build trust with your mate? You hear what they say. Yeah, that sounds really good. Yeah, we gonna go on trips. Yeah, that sounds good. We gonna do that. That sounds good. But if you're a man or a woman who's ever been in a relationship where someone lied to you, you're smiling and say, oh, that sounds good. Oh, she's gonna be there for me. She's gonna have my back. She ain't gonna betray me. Da 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 da. Okay, and he gonna do this, and he gonna be there for me, and he's gonna help me, and all this. We're hearing all these things from people when we're dating, right? But what we're looking for is, do your words match up with what you say? I mean, does your action match up with what you say? And the same goes for businesses. If you said you were going to do something, did you do it? It's kind of like I had a really bad experience with Spirit Airlines, and I'm still salty about it. Y'all pray. I need to forgive Spirit Airlines because I do not like them. And I very rarely bash a brand, but Spirit Airlines, nightmare. Spirit Airlines and Priceline were a nightmare for me trying to book a trip to Las Vegas last year to go out to my son's aunt's 60th birthday party. When I tell you, they saw all signs of red on me, on my face. I was hot like 5 firecrackers. Why? Because they advertised something. But when I start getting into the nitty gritty of booking it, oh, it's like, oh, well, if you're going to go at this time, then it's not $198. It's going to be $490. What? I didn't say the curse word, you Christians out there. I didn't say it. But And it's by the time I got done with that ticket, it cost just as much money to fly on Spirit as it did on Delta. And so I canceled it because it said 24 hours I could cancel it and get a full refund. But you know how long I have been arguing with them motor scooters over that $27 service fee? Lack of trust is your number one competitor in this market space. And the way you build trust is you let them get to know you. Brands need to get personalized. Forbes has an article out that is called 50 Stats Showing the Power of Personalization. Some great stats in this article. And I pulled a couple of the stats for this from that article. So when we think about building trust with people, you build trust in a relationship with a mate when their words match their actions, right? And we got some grace, we got grace and we got some mercy, but we don't have so much grace and mercy that we become doormats, right? So at the end of the day, the way you build trust is the words match the action, right? And so how do people know as a business that your words are going to match your actions? You need to have social proofing. When you have a great experience with the client, you need to grab that experience in the moment of that experience and ask for permission to share that as a testimony. You need social proofing. That's another red flame. If you look at my social media, if you look at some social media, Kelly Roach is a great coach out there. Caroline Saloto is a great coach out there. Tony Robbins, Lisa Nichols, they all have social proofing out there. And I'm not just talking about the coaching industry. If you're in insurance or you're a law firm, I mean, look at Morgan & Morgan. They're always talking about what they do for their clients. That's social proofing. That's saying, trust us. We have proven results. You can use that proven result from a raving fan to create disruptive marketing that gets attention. When people see people on your website that look like them, that go through what they have gone through, when they see people on your website or in your social media where it resonates with your ideal client, that builds trust. And when you build trust, when people know you, like you, trust you, they buy from you. But you have to do the disruptive marketing in order to build the trust. You have to first get their attention, challenge their status quo, and create a buzz, right? So social proofing and testimonies are some people like to not use testimonies. They like to use client success stories. I don't care. Use whatever phrase you want. My web designer, he said, let's call it client love. And so on my website, it's called client love, right? And so you want to use some level of social proofing as a disruptive way to interrupt the scroll. Some of you guys are looking at this live today simply because I put some crazy colors together on my thumbnail for this video. Purple cows and red flames. So I got purple and red and I forget what the other, some orange in there, some different things. And because it was such a color explosion to your eyes, it may have got your attention. Disruptive marketing. Some of you guys, I sent you an invite. Some of you guys, I emailed. Some of you guys, I actually talked to and told you guys, I'm going to be doing a March marketing all month long. This is when you want to tap in. Okay. Those are all disrupt. I interrupted their email. I had permission. They either came to a speaking engagement, small group. I don't spam people. If you gave me your email, then I have permission to, and I've gotten your permission to send stuff to you. I send stuff to you. But at the end of the day, I disrupted their phone. I disrupted their email. I disrupted their feed, all with information to add value. Add value. That's all I'm doing here is adding value. Disruptive marketing always adds value. You want to build trust, you create disruptive marketing that is going to resonate with your ideal client so they can build the trust to know that if you will add value to them for free, they can only imagine what you will do for them when they invest in themselves through your business or product or service. So when we look at disruptive marketing, one of the ways that we do disruptive marketing is social proofing with testimonies. Okay. And I love to do testimonies. I like to do mine with pictures. But video is very effective, and that is what all the social media is pushing is video. So you want to try to get a video testimony or get a voice of them on your video on your phone. You don't have to go out and buy a whole lot of technology. When you're trying to get testimonies, you want to make it easy for them. Have them do a video, have them record something on their phone and send it to you. And then what you can do is overlay that voice audio over a video background that resonates aesthetically with what you do for your clients product or service. And now you have some red flame social proofing. People want to see video. They want to see your eyeballs, not your logo. People trust your eyeballs, not your logo. Say it after me. People trust your eyeballs, not your logo. Okay. And so when people can see other people doing a video, being live and authentic and real about the experience they had with your product or service, that's red flame marketing. That grabs attention. And so when you're looking at the building of trust, you want to create loyalty, because let me tell you, this stat is from years ago, so I know it has changed because everything has gone up since then. But I was always trained on, you will spend $7, you will spend $10 getting a new client, whereas you can spend $3 signing up a reoccurring client. So you want to create some repetitiveness in your business. You want to create something where people can repurchase your product or repurchase your service. You want to create something that creates a reoccurring client, because when people know you, like you, trust you, they'll buy anything from you. So let me say this. Let's say you are Cheesecaked Sean Brown, and you're selling, and you have an event space that is like a Disneyland in Johns Creek, and that's where her store is at. It's in Norcross, or close to Johns Creek. And you have this winter wonderland theme, event space, and all that good stuff, right? But what if she came out with a children's book? What if she came out with a prayer journal? What if she came out with a children's prayer journal? What if she came out with a book just about her life? You know, she's gone through a lot. Do you think that the people who come and get her cheesecake and her come to her different events wouldn't buy a book, a children's book, a prayer journal from her? Of course. When people know you, like you, trust you, they'll buy anything of value from you. I have sold some customers copiers, office supplies, coaching services, answering services, every industry I've worked in. When people trust you, find a way to keep them trusting you so that they can continue to buy valuable items that solve problems and create convenience in their lives. When you're able to create disruptive marketing with content that resonates with your ideal client, then you get people who are going to engage in your material. It never fails. If I go through and I make some calls, like I try to call 5 people a day, but since my clients are chatty, and child, you know I can run my mouth, sometimes I can't always do 5 calls a day. But when I do those 5 calls, I find that the 5 people I call, they engage with my social media all the more after a phone call. Or if I do a text encouragement, disrupting their phone with an encouragement, not a sales, because text is supposed to be short and sweet, right? When I do that, I notice that they watch my lives. They call me for more services. They know I'm going to add value to them. They trust me. And so therefore they buy other items from me. And so you want to create marketing, red flame marketing that resonates. So we talked about social proofing with testimonies, either in a picture with words or in a video overlay with the audio of your client, right? That's one tip to create some disruptive marketing. Create an element of surprise for your ideal clients. Like, I'm always under promising and over delivering for my clients. So my prospects, how do they know I under promise and over deliver? I do the same for them. I do things for prospects that I sometimes would do for a paid client. just because we had a conversation, just because they called and did a discovery call. Sometimes if I got a client that sells kids products, I don't have a kid and I don't have a little girl, I have a grown son, I'll give those gifts to a prospect because I like to spend money with my clients. And so just think of those ways that you can create a memorable experience. When I think about Sean Brown at Cheesecake, when you come into her place, you smell the cinnamon and the cheesecake, and and it's got all these pretty pinks, and it looks like Disneyland in Norcross, Georgia. And you come in there and it's a whole experience. It's a whole vibe. The energy in the place is upbeat and encouraging and fun. And the staff that work there, they're friendly, and the music is I like the music, But at the end of the day, it's an experience. How do you create a memorable experience for your ideal client? That moves into the purple cow. But when you get in, the purple cow is about the branding. But when you're getting their attention, you want to do video of the experience that you create. I'm a coach, so I couldn't do video of a great experience in my office. But what I could do is get some people to allow me to coach them on a recording and put it live on my YouTube channel. And so you can go and actually see me doing real coaching with my clients. What type of experience do I create? As a coach, I create an experience of safety and trust. I am your advocate to help you win. So my whole job is to help you get out of your own way and create a safe place for you to thrive and flourish and be all that you were created to be. That memorable experience needs to be translated in your marketing. Ideally with video, sometimes with testimony, sometimes with picture. Sometimes it's a blog. And then when you incorporate memorable experiences with the element of surprise, you create a beautiful dynamic for disruptive marketing. The element of surprise means that you do something different. You do something that's not seen before. So can I give you an example of an element of surprise that I did? I was talking to a producer out in LA about a reality talk show that they wanted to do. And this was years ago. And I told her, she said, what's the most crazy element of surprise that you could create on a show? I said, I like to talk about being real, being honest, right? Get rid of the facade, wipe off the makeup, get rid of the wig, and let's just get real honest with ourselves, because we can't transform our facade. We can only transform the reality of who we are. And she said, okay, I get that. I've heard that before, but how can you illustrate that in an element of surprise? I said, honey, I got an element of surprise for you. You want an element of surprise? I said, I have dreamed of this for years. I've been a public speaker for years, I told her. I said, and I've spoken in front of corporations, in seminars, conferences, and stuff like that. And I've always wanted to do this, to tell people, look, if you really want to get honest with yourself, if you really want to get to the place where you have transformational experiences in life and you change the trajectory of your future, then I'm going to need you to get honest. I'm going to need you to get naked with yourself. I'm going to need you to get rid of that facade. And I'm going to need you to rip that wig off. And I'm going to need you to be who you truly are and accept that person so that you can transform the trajectory of your future. Element of surprise. I pulled my whole wig off and I didn't even dye my hair yet. So that's what I talk about when I say the element of surprise. So I didn't end up doing the talk show because I ain't getting up at 4:00 in the morning to be nowhere, at least back then. But hold on, now y'all gonna see how see how that works. Oh, I wear wigs like baseball caps. Although I do need to find the wig cap that fell off. Okay, so anyhow, that's my example of disruptive marketing. I literally snatched my wig off. Why? I can do that because I'm confident. I don't care that you see my grays. You know I'm 52 years old. You know I'm gray. But that disruptive marketing catches attention. And that element of surprise, when she went back to my agent, she said, I want Brenda to do something on TV. I love her personality. Out of the 30 people we interviewed, she would be just dynamic in a talk show. In a reality show. And so when my agent came back and she talked about all the details, I said, girl, let me tell you something. I have not arrived to the place that I'm going to be anywhere at 4 a.m. anywhere looking cute and happy at 4 a.m. I'm not. That's not who I am. And for another variety of reasons, the show never took off. And I don't think the show ever even made it to TV. I don't think the pilot was picked up. So with that being said, that's an example of disruptive marketing. Doing something different from the norm. Being out of the box. That means you cannot conform to what everybody else is doing. Okay. And so let me see here. I covered 3 tips for you guys. I'm going to recap real quick what I talked about in the last video. If you watched the video that I did yesterday at 9 p.m., it's on my YouTube channel, Breakthrough with Brenda. I talked about if you really want to find out what the gray matter is out there, you really need to do some competitive research. Make that a part of your daily or weekly regime, that you are doing some competitive research so you can find out what's the gray matter out there, so you can figure out what is going to be a red flame for your ideal client. The other thing that I said is that you need to be authentically who you were created to be. I'm not going to spend any time on that because I talked about that a lot today. And then transparency. Be willing to share something that will resonate with your ideal client. You know, I get a lot of single moms that come to me because they know that I've been a single mom for 26 years. I never allowed a man to move into my house and play daddy to my son. And when I talk about the struggles of being a single mom and what it took for me to be able to raise a Black woman raising a Black boy to be a man, where society said, you can't do that. Your son gonna end up being a gangbanger. Your son gonna end up being in jail. He gonna end up being on drugs. He's gonna end up being something he don't need to be, because a woman can't raise no Black man, no Black boy to be a man. Well, I just defied them odds. My son will be 26 in August, and he is a worship leader. He is right now down in Florida leading worship for Beaufort Church of God Youth Revival. Don't tell me what I can't do. When you tell me I can't, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it in such a way that I ain't even going to rub it in your face. You're going to find out about it in the by. Because I'm an odds defier. I'm an out of the box thinker. I'm a trailblazer. I'm the one with the machete bushwhacking through the wilderness to find my promised land, because I'm going to get every single thing that God said I'm supposed to have. And everybody who's attached to me is going to get it too. I want everybody to get their promised land, what God died for them to have, a life and a life abundant. If you are broke, busted, and disgusted, that is not God's design for your life. And I am here to equip you with the tools so that you can be strategic and not impulsive. If you're frustrated on that job is wreaking havoc on you. Before you get to the point where you tell them people deuces without the pointer finger, read between the lines. Before you tell that job deuces, you need to call me and let me help you work your intangibles so that you can create a winning workplace exit strategy, so that you can exchange a paycheck for a profit check. I do not do workplace exit strategies where my clients have to live off of their savings for even 30 days. I create a workplace exit strategy that makes sure that you do not commit financial suicide so that you can walk in your dream, because that ain't God. So when we begin to look at being transparent, you want to be transparent and share your truths that you're comfortable with sharing. Look, we all got a chapter of our lives that we don't read out loud. I got chapters in my life. I got a whole trilogy of my life that y'all ain't heard nothing about. And I tell all my business for the most part. But there are some things, particularly about my suicides. I'll mention the suicides, but you never see me go into details about how I tried to commit suicide. 3 different times, 3 straitjacket attempts, 3 hospital stays before the age of 26. And when I had my son, my whole world changed. So when you begin to look at being transparent, what are you comfortable with sharing? Because that helps you create a marketing strategy that allows people to resonate and bond with you. And when they bond with you, they trust you. And when they trust you, they buy from you. And so these are some phrases that I want you to write down. Know, like, trust factor. They need to know you, like you, trust you. People trust eyeballs, not logos. Your marketing needs to be clear, concise, and consistent. Inconsistent marketing is going to create inconsistent clients, which creates inconsistent revenue, which creates inconsistent profit. So every time you find an excuse to not do your marketing, then what I strongly suggest to you is that you say, I don't want that money. It's that simple. I've told salespeople this for as long as I've lived in Georgia. If you're not making enough money in your commission check, you're not doing enough sales activity. It's that simple. Activity equals results. Let's get to the activity so we can get the results. So I really want to help you guys on a different note. So I'm done with the marketing, but I'm going to talk a little bit about some time management today. And part of the reason why I want to talk about time management, because many of the people that I work with, they're usually leaders in a corporation. They already have a busy, busy life. And so how do you make time to build a side business? I said I was going to do a whole nother live on that, and I might, but there's nothing sexy. I can't come up with a sexy title for time management. Okay. But this is what I'll tell you to do. If you are a budding entrepreneur, which means you don't have any social proof and you don't have any clients, you're not even sure what your purpose is, you really need to schedule a discovery call with me. But if you are at that stage, then what you want to do is you want to learn about marketing. You are in the part of learning about marketing and bringing your ideal client into your social media community, right? And you can do that without proclaiming a service or a product. Just encourage people, add value to people. But this is what I want you to do. When it comes to the time management, find 2 times throughout the day, or it could be one time where you spend anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. One learning marketing, one learning some marketing concept, and then the other one turning around and immediately applying it within 24 to 48 hours. Nobody's going to know what you're doing. It's social media, right? People need to see your stuff 17 times before it even registers with them what you do. So try some new things, do some different things, right? But if you will set aside 2 hours of marketing 5 days a week, you will spend an hour learning and then you'll spend an hour applying. I promise you, you will begin to get your toddler legs of marketing strong enough so that you can really get out there and make a splash. Now, if you're already a busy entrepreneur like I am, who is launching 2 other businesses, I'm in the process of launching 2 other businesses right now, a vending machine business and a general contracting business. And I already have this business and real estate. So I got a lot going on in a day, right? So I'm very meticulous with my time. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to create a winning workplace exit strategy, you're going to have to get meticulous about your time. You're going to need to stop and see, where is my time being siphoned out of? When I first started my business, I had a girlfriend. We would sit on the phone in the middle of the day because I believed in that 4-hour work week. That 4-hour work week don't work. And we would be on the phone in the middle of the day, 2-3 hours. And then I wasn't making any money. And then the first time I had to dip into my savings account, I said, hold on, we ain't touching savings now. What we gotta do? Brenda, I started auditing my time. That's the number one tip. Audit your time. See where you're being siphoned time. I was siphoning time sitting on the phone talking with my girlfriend, even though she was my prayer partner, kiki and a kakan with her, right? In the middle of the workday. Once I know when my time is being siphoned, then I can get back some of my time that's being wasted. And then the next thing is I can carve out a part-time work schedule. From the time I was 13, my mom falsified my birth certificate so I could go to work at Kmart at 13 years old. So I started working at Kmart at 13, and I worked at Kmart from 13 to 23. So I always worked Kmart part-time, and I worked full-time some corporate job, I used to work for Beverly Hills Honda and Acura, Unisource Worldwide, Toshiba America, Rico USA, name a job I worked for them. And so during that time, I worked at Kmart for 10 years. I worked part-time at Kmart. I worked 2 jobs for 10 years. And so I had a part-time schedule at Kmart, and I had to show up if I wanted to get paid, right? And so as an entrepreneur or a budding entrepreneur who's still working a full-time job, got a husband to take care of, kids to take care of, they're the reasons why you want to live a life of significance, right? They're the reason why you want to leave a legacy, right? Get your time precision. Get right with your time, baby girl. Get precision with it. So I made a schedule for me to work Breakthrough for Life before it even had a name. so that I can begin to develop what is my business. That is your intangible. What is your purpose? How do you monetize it? And how do you reach people and give them value with it? There's a lot of intangibles that take place before you actually launch a business. Do the work while you still got a paycheck coming in. That means you create. It may be 5 hours a week. It may be 10 hours a week. For me, it was 20 hours a week, because if I didn't get out of my corporate job, I was about to go to jail, y'all. I was going to be an orange for real. I was going to trade my red in for some orange jumpsuits. And thank God they don't do the horizontal black and white stripes anymore. So I was very motivated to get out of my job. This is what I want you to know. And this is what I'm going to end with. I already gave you some things, tips on how to manage your time. Do a time audit, find what is being siphoned out, and set yourself a work schedule and stick to it, because it will eventually produce fruit that's called a profit check. So the reason why I'm challenging you while you're frustrated on that job to do it now, work those intangibles, because God is not impulsive. He is strategic. And I don't care what don't nobody tell you. I don't care what prophetess they have in front of their name, evangelist they have in front of their name. God is not impulsive. Read your 66 love letters called a Bible from him, and you will see he believes in research and development. He sent the spies into the promised land to check it out. You think God didn't already know what was in the promised land? He didn't already know there was giants over there. He knew. He needed them to know. This is what you're going to have to go displace to walk into your promised land. Yes, God fights your battles, but you still got to walk it out. And so since God is not impulsive, why are you impulsive? Are you emotionally intoxicated? Save that one. That is going to be a life coaching live that I'm going to try to fit in over the next 7 days. But if you're emotionally intoxicated, meaning you so frustrated with that job, with that boss, with that situation, with those coworkers, with your pay, that you are about to make an impulsive decision, don't make an impulsive decision. Get strategic. Work your intangibles. Get your time right. Have conversations with your family members, especially your mate. Your mate needs to be on board with you becoming an entrepreneur. And so have the conversations with them so that you can get precision with your time, so you can make time to work your full-time job and your part-time side hustle until your side hustle takes over the part-time job. And then you get more freedom than you ever thought you had. And so with that being said, I want you to understand this. Breakthrough for Life and Coach BU, Brenda Underwood, is here to help you win at life and win at your career. And so if you are looking to make your job optional so you can make it obsolete, get with your girl. Let's chat. Schedule a discovery call, because if you schedule a discovery call, we will come up with a very strategic plan for you to create a winning workplace exit strategy, to start making money in your side business while you still got your full-time job, paying off your debt, putting some money to the side so you can transition out of that job into a profit check, right? And then you can go back to working your 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week, whatever you work on a job, but you're going to be working on your business full time. That means you get to set your hours. You get to set when you work, and you ain't got to ask nobody for no dang on PTO. I love the corporate baddie on Instagram. Homeboy be cracking me up. He said PTO is prepare the others because I'm off. Okay. And so you don't have to worry about PTO no more when you're on your own business. And so I want to help you get the autonomy and the freedom you have in life so that you can live a good quality of life, spend time with your mate, and spend time with your kids. And so I hope that you will take the leap of faith and invest 45 minutes in a discovery call for time. That's all that you're investing is your time. It is a free call. I offer one free discovery call. So if you sign up, show up. Because if you sign up and don't show up, you have to pay for the next discovery call. And nobody ever wants to do that. So you miss out on an opportunity to create autonomy of time and autonomy of resources in your life. And so I just wanted to come and give you guys that tidbit on Friday. I'm going to be working with some clients this evening, so I will be off the grid, but I have enjoyed it. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I hope you guys apply what you're learning from this series. If you missed the top part, go ahead and go over to breakthroughforlife.com and schedule a discovery call, or go over to Breakthrough with Brenda YouTube channel and subscribe so that you can see all of the lives that come out. I will be coming out with another live sometime tomorrow. I'm not going to say a time because I don't want to have to change the time because of another appointment. So sometime tomorrow, I'll be coming out with the last live on disruptive marketing, which is a subtitle to the main topic of marketing tips that are red flames and purple cows. I am looking forward to helping you thrive. Helping women win and a few good men is what I'm all about. So I hope that you'll let me help you thrive. Have a good one. Peace and love. Bye-bye.